Good morning, church. If you're feeling kind of down, when you go through valleys of discouragement or depression, sometimes you just have to remember really simple truths. I was thinking about Jeremiah teaching here at the camp. Lamentations 3, it's the whole book of his lament, how much pain and suffering he's in from what he's experienced and watched. In Lamentations 3, he says, "My soul is bereft of peace. I have forgotten what happiness is. So I say my endurance has perished. So has my hope from the Lord." He's literally saying, I don't even know that I can hope in the Lord. And then he shifts everything. He says, "My soul continually remembers bowed down within me, but this I call to mind." He's expressing some painful emotions. Then he shifts to what his mind is able to remember, and he says, "Therefore I have hope." And what's his hope in? The steadfast love of the Lord never ceases. His mercies never come to an end. They're new every morning. Great is your faithfulness. The Lord is my portion, he says. So he's saying, when I have no hope, feel like I have no hope, then I remember the truth and I have hope. He actually has to speak truth out loud, think truth out loud to overcome the darkness, the depression, the hard stuff. Job 19. Job obviously gone through some of the worst things you can imagine, not just losing his wealth and his properties and all kinds of other things, but he lost his family, his children and grandchildren, all in a day, and in great pain. Then he lost his health. Satan took his health away from him. And in the midst of all that, he says, Job 19, "I know my Redeemer lives." And he hangs on through that great trial he's in until the end of the book, where he can literally say, "Who am I to question the counsel of God? You are too wonderful for me to understand." He just clings to the truth. King David, several times in the Psalms, "Why have you forsaken us, O God?" in a song. And then by the end of that song, by the end of that song, he says, "Yet will I praise you, because you have proven yourself faithful." Psalm 70, he's crying out, "Please hurry up and help us, God. We are in despair." And then he says, in the middle of all that, "But when we search for you, we are filled with joy and gladness, and we shout for joy." So when we're in despair, we search for you. We think the truth out loud. We realize who you are, and now we're filled with joy. Paul has a thorn in the flesh in Corinthians, and he says, "In my weakness, I asked for that thorn to be removed, and you said no. I'm suffering. I'm going through a hard time." And the Lord said, "But in your hard time, I'm going to be your strength." And Paul says, "Therefore I will rejoice in my weakness. I'll most gladly boast in my weakness." And it's because he realizes the suffering and the hardship and the pain and the discouragement and the depression has another side to it, which is in our understanding of truth. When we understand the truth, our day is lifted. So when you're feeling down, think up. When you're feeling discouraged, when you're worried, when you're hurting, think up. Think about the love of God, the steadfast love of God, and let it bring hope to you. Let it bring strength to you. I pray you'll keep walking with the Lord and be blessed. We'll see you back soon.